Hi there everybody, it's your favourite and only Dracula's daughter here. Been dragged through the hedge backwards, forwards, sideways and everything, just to disrupt your YouTube viewing as per. Hope you're all okay, hope you're all keeping well. I suppose you've noticed my beautiful nails. These are falsies that I bought from Poundland, yes they are. The whitish ones that I've got there, they're opalescent. Basically means that they've got multicoloured thingies through them. Just doesn't look like at the moment, but in the sunshine they look like oil patch. So they come in like that. See, they're in there. Fern McCann ones, and the goldy ones. £1 a pack, and you've got 24 in each, and you get a little glue thing with them. And what you do is put a dab of glue in the back of the nail, then saturate or cover the whole of your nail bed, and then just hold them for about 30 seconds, 30 to 45 seconds each one, and they last about 4 days to a week like that, and they won't fall off and everything or anything. So just to titivate myself at the moment. But of course, with these clear ones, I can paint over them. The gold one I'm not going to, so I'm just going to paint. I can paint over those if I want to, but the gold one, because I like them, so they can be used all the time and time again. The whole pack, I can just so rough. Pardon me, I'm going to have purple nails, but I have a gold thumbnail, or I'm going to have a pink ones, and I'm going to have the little ones in gold and everything. So so hope you're all keeping safe and healthy within in this pandemic thing. Still going on. The numbers are going down, which is a good thing. Which is a very good thing actually. It's about blooming time and all. We should have done more, but hey ho, it's like hindsight is a wonderful thing. Sort of would have, should have, could have, and it's but hey, what's done is done. And he's going to look to the future. Oh, I'm so sorry. Oh, pardon me. Don't sleep properly in this weather. It's too hot, and if I get too hot, I don't sleep. Well, I don't sleep properly anyway most of the best of times. But in this hot weather, it's stifling. And of course, if I leave the door open, the dogs decide to play around, run around and play, and whatever. And the neighbours start complaining or whatever. So, which is understandable because they can hear the dogs running around at 4 o'clock in the morning. It's not much fun, is it? So. But yes, so and of course I can't open the bedroom window because it's been painted shut on the outside, and I can't go out there because I'm on the second floor. So I can't go outside and undo it all. So I'm on the second floor. But even though the top of the window is the top of the morning to you, top of the window is open that much, and it's sealed open like that. So oh, pardon me. Oh, pardon me. And of course, the front door, the front window here in the lounge is the same. Can't open it, but I've got a back window over there, it's wide open, which is nice. And I've got the back door open, the kitchen window open, so there's a nice breeze going through during the day. But like I said, at night time, I have to keep the doors closed, the bedroom door closed, in order to keep the dogs in, because otherwise I'll wake up in the middle of the night and they're in here chewing on something or playing or whatever, and of course the neighbours won't be happy, which is understandable, so you don't want to hear your dogs, but and they're not light on their feet at the best times, so oh, here we go again, you're another yawn. Oh grief, I'm boring myself at the moment, so the gods only knows how you lot are feeling watching me doing this, but there we go. Today's a sad day. 10 days ago it was my Brindle's birthday. She died January last year, 2019, January 2019. So she's been gone 17 months, and it was her birthday on the 18th of May. She would have been 16. And today would have been my cat's birthday. He would have been 17 today, him and his sister. His sister died 9 years ago, 9 years ago. And yeah, about 9 years ago, actually. 9 years ago. Yeah. And maybe longer than that, actually. And so they would have been 17 today if they were still with me. His sister was poisoned by antifreeze when I was living in Torquay. You don't know if it was on purpose or an accident, because cats and dogs love the smell and taste of antifreeze. There's something in it that they love the taste of and the smell of. And there was flats opposite where we lived in Torquay, and they kept complaining about our dogs barking. It wasn't our dogs; it was next door neighbour's dogs barking, and they kept saying it was our dogs. And they had a couple of cars, and Ho-Ho, that's the name of the other cat, Ho-Ho. Her proper name is Molly, but we called her Ho-Ho for some reason, but there you go. Ho-Ho. And she used to go over there, and she used to lie there in the sun, because the sun was over that side in the afternoon, so she used to lie there. And then one day I found her in the bushes in the front garden, our front garden, and she was very lethargic, and what's wrong with you? That was on the Monday. And on the Monday night, she'd jump up on my lap. She never used to do that. And I put her down on the floor. She jumped back up, and she just stayed on my lap all night. She wouldn't move. And then by the Wednesday, she was dragging her back end, and she was purring. She was, she looked sprightly. She looked happy, but she was dragging her back end, and she wouldn't eat, tried everything, wouldn't eat, wouldn't drink, and took her to the vets. My next door neighbour took me to the vets with her, and the vet said, no, it's affected, taking her liver and kidneys out, and it's basically antifreeze. She's been poisoned by antifreeze, and it's just awful, absolutely horrible, it's awful. I remember it very well. It was 12th of April, it was. It was on a Wednesday, and then of course in the same year, Swing, the one that died this year, somebody had pelted him across the face with something because there was a spate of that, and he wouldn't come in for about a week. I had to feed him outside because otherwise he wouldn't have eaten. I'd be out there at 3 o'clock in the morning calling him, and he'd be on the wall, and then he'd see me and be going meow meow meow, whatever like that, and go up to him and run off, and that's how I found out that he'd been smashed in the face. I don't know if it was hit in the face, and I don't know if it was by a car or by some ruthless individuals with planks of wood, because that was happening around that time in the area we lived in. It's the horrible people out there, isn't there? Horrible people. And so I don't know. And then when I finally got him a week later, it was loads of blood, dried blood down his and everything, and but he was okay. He was eating and everything, and nothing could have been done because it started to fuse. Whatever happened to his face started to fuse, and he'd lost his teeth, his canines. The big pointy teeth. He'd lost all them. But he lasted another 9 years, didn't he? So he lasted another 9-10 years. So yeah, he would have been 17 today. Bless him. Him and his sister. Bless them both. But I miss him like mad, especially at the moment with all this going on. So sometimes I'm sat there, watching telly, and I've got the remote control on my lap, and I keep thinking it's him on my lap. So, and even with the dogs, Xena decides that she wants to sit on my lap sometimes. It's just really weird because she's a big dog. She's got 30 kilos and 32 kilos. So she decides that she wants to cuddle and try and sit on my lap. And I just want to say, oh, mind the cat, but the cat's not there. And I'm still saying that 5 months later. So it's been gone 5 months now, 4 months, 4 or 5 months. So. But yeah. So hey ho. That's the downside of sharing your life with 4-legged friends. It's like you have to say goodbye to them sooner or later, and that's the hardest part. And that's why I'm not going to get any more. I've got 2 dogs now. Once they've gone, that's it. That's me then. I don't want to be in my 70s still having a dog or whatever. I don't want to be like that. I might have a little gerbil or something like that. Do you know what I mean? So, or a hamster or whatnot. But I was thinking of getting a couple of budgies, but I don't know yet. I really don't know. Or canaries even. Get a nice cage for them. But we shall see. But I'd be one of those old biddies like talking to their budgie through a cage every morning, going, oh, say hello to Mummy, Tweety Pie. Say hello to Mummy, Tweety Pie. But yes, so so that's that. I've been going through YouTube again and Twitter and everything like that, and watching stupid things, and I'm thinking to myself, grief, where do they find these people? And do you know, it's exactly what that woman said about me on my other channel only 2 weeks ago, when I was thinking just the same myself about these people I was watching on YouTube, but it was nothing to do with the way they looked. It was all to do with their content and what they were talking about, and you just think, I'm surprised that they lasted this long living, honestly. I'm surprised they haven't been knocked over or run over or whatever, and it's ridiculous. One of them is called trans species, identifying yourselves other than human. There's another name for them as well, and I can't remember the name, but one of them identified themselves as now this is a trans woman. Well, presented themselves as a trans woman with the makeup on, boobs and everything, in the hair. Well, wavy, quite thick, wavy hair. But they wore a pair of short doggy ears. I know it sounds silly, isn't it? And they identified themselves as a hybrid between, was it a grey wolf and an Arctic fox, I think it was, or something like that. But the little ears they had on an Alice band were black, jet black, the hair was dark, and they had makeup on, just your normal girly makeup on, wearing normal girly clothes, whichever normal means, but they identified themselves as this hybrid wolf fox hybrid, and so being interviewed by this guy, and they said, "Oh, I howl," and the interviewer, he said, "Oh, howl for us then," and this person did, and then it was like, oh, started growling and saying, "Oh, I think I'd like to rip your flesh apart," and everything like that. And I'm thinking to myself, oh, right, that's one. The other one, another one, presenting themselves as a trans woman. As a trans woman with boobs and everything like that, and wearing what I would call not exactly gender neutral, but more of more of the female side of the spectrum, gender spectrum, if you get my drift, and they identified themselves as a reindeer. As a reindeer. And apparently they have mind orgasms, and stuff like that. But and this one in particular was quite dangerous, because they, as an individual, one of the main admins for a site called Twitch. Do you know Twitch? Not Twitter, but Twitch. And apparently a lot of people go on there, and they do make their living out of posting videos on there, and they get so, and that's their livelihood. But this individual who identifies themselves as a ranger, is one of the main admins, and if they see anything that they deem that is offensive to them, to this ranger person, then they are going to stop that person from posting any more videos, therefore getting rid of their site, plus stopping them from ever posting on Twitch, and therefore taking away their livelihood, basically. And especially in this pandemic, a lot more people are going on there to do stuff that they can produce revenue and get you know, and get paid, you know, in order to pay rent and get food and whatever, because they can't go out to work. So, but this individual is basically saying, oh, I have the power, I have the absolute power, and if you don't cross me, you'll regret it if you crossed me, and everything like that. And it was like, okay, so absolute power corrupts absolutely. So this individual has taken it upon themselves to be a dictator, basically a dictator on this platform, that individuals or groups can, you know, do videos and get paid and everything like that for showing the videos and everything, and as a platform making money, which at the moment is well needed, isn't it? So I might look into this Twitch thing, see what it's all about. Yes, so this individual decided if they don't like anyone, don't like the look of somebody, or don't like what they're talking about, or don't like anything or everything about them. Could be anything petty. It could be just because they don't like the individual. They can just block them, and basically, and then that individual will just lose all the revenue and won't be able to carry on. So, which I think is wrong, and no individual has the right to do that to anybody, because it affects lives. And this individual is so happy about it and made a video about it, saying, oh yeah, I am in charge, I am the boss, I am the one, so cross me at your peril, kind of thing, and dancing around with glee, basically with glee. And they were saying that they go out and eat grass, go out in the garden and eat grass, and chew on grass and move on another step and eat more grass. And these are two of many millions of people that think like this, or hundreds of thousands anyway, that think like this. They call themselves trans species. They want to belong, they want to come under the transgenderism umbrella, which I think is wrong because it's nothing to do with transgender, this trans species. And it's not even that, because they are individuals that have fetishes. So basically it's a fetish, but they want to have it to be as trans inclusive. A fetish is a fetish. Especially with this ranger person, they looked as if they were doing it for sexual gratification, because there was a clip of them having an orgasm online, which is, I didn't even realise until the individual's partner come over and gave them a hug and go, oh, how was that for you, kind of thing. And go, oh yeah, it was marvellous, it was marvellous, it was marvellous. I'm thinking to myself, oh my God, I've just watched somebody have an orgasm online, which is an organism or whatever you want to call it. But yes, so they are out there, folks. They are out there. You know, I'm not taking the mickey out of them as individuals. I'm taking the mickey out of their content, of their videos, and the fact that they think that that is okay to identify as a dog, or as a horse, or as a pony, or as a cow, or as a wolf, or as anything like that. And there's another subgroup that identifies themselves as things like dragons and unicorns, whatever. And of course, this is where, because I was thinking, oh, it's a bit stupid, you know, seeing online about people saying, oh, about somebody identifying as a female and therefore wanted to be treated like a female, even though if they had a beard and hairy legs and wore lumberjack clothes, you know, so with a beard, but they still want to be classed as female, as a woman, and treated as a woman, and be able to use women's changing rooms and, you know, women only places and whatever like that, and women only clubs and whatever. And people saying, oh right, so I identify myself as a unicorn, I identify myself as a horse, and I'm thinking, oh, that's just been pathetic and silly. But after seeing those two yesterday, was it yesterday? Yes, it was yesterday. Now I can understand, and I'm thinking, oh. And to actually tell the truth, these people, these individuals, or as a subgroup, give a bad name makes a mockery of the trans community. But of course, the trans community are all inclusive and they don't care. They won't say anything in case they might offend, blah, blah, blah. But they're quick enough to jump down the throats of people, other trans people that don't agree with what they're saying. And I'm waiting. I'm waiting for some trans individuals to come after me with these videos and stuff, but not yet, because I've only got 17 subscribers, so not many people watch me, so that's okay. And you know, it's just ridiculous. It really is ridiculous, because we are all individuals. We have our own thoughts. And I must say that these trans activists, especially the militant ones, is like, oh, do as I say, not as I do. And if you don't think the way I do, you're not truly trans, which I've had been said. Apparently I'm a transphobic misogynist, a homophobic, transphobic misogynist. That's what I am. I've been told that before, because I turned around and said something that was totally different from what the other people in that particular community were saying, and I was one of the very, very few people that just stood up and said, that is wrong. No, this is how it should be, not that. And they didn't like it, and that's when I got called. And then when I said, oh, I've got loads of trans friends, and you can still have trans friends and be transphobic. And I said, well, can you be transphobic and be trans? And that soon shut this individual up. And it's just really weird, because as soon as you answer them back with a question, they seem to run away and hide. Majority of them. So you know, don't be nasty to them, the trolls, because if you're nasty to them, it just feeds them and gets their goats and everything. Do not drag yourself down to their level, which I never do. And stick to your guns and believe in what you believe in, regardless of what others around you believe in. You are an individual. You have your own mind. You have your own thoughts. Don't let others dictate to you how you should think, what you should say, or how you should dress. And a lot of people are like that. It's that power, and they seem to like it. And these militant people that run these communities and these groups, it doesn't matter what group it is, you always get a militant faction of them. Especially in the LGBTQ, in the I think that the worst people are dog owner groups, specific breed owner groups. I've had a run-in before, you know, and after the whole lot, only one person showed guts and apologised to me, which I thought was wonderful. It was ever so lovely of them. We're still friends now on Facebook. And but she thought I was doing all for attention. It wasn't attention at all. It was just, you know, concern or whatever. And but anyway, all these groups that was a part of have now gone. The individual that they said is the god of this particular breed was done by DEFRA, was closed down by DEFRA. So that shows a lot, doesn't it? And my argument was, if you went and saw the kennels and the dogs at this person's place, when you went and bought your puppy, why the hell didn't you say anything? Or was it just, oh, that's okay, that's fine, as long as I get my puppy and pay for it? And you know, and a lot of those dogs that this individual had could not be rehomed because of the way they were treated. They weren't socialised properly. They, even though I don't believe in forcing your dog to socialise at all, or any animal to socialise, because if they don't want to, they don't want to. Simple as. And forcing an animal to socialise is akin to throwing somebody in a room full of people and say, right, go in there now and make friends. And especially if you're introverted, or if you have anxiety and everything, you just Simba, stop licking the carpet. Simba, stop it. Grief. Stop it. Honestly, it's just Simba. Thank you. Honestly, but as I was saying, yeah, you should never force an animal to socialise anyway, regardless, dog, cat, whatever. If they don't want to, if a dog wants to socialise, they'll socialise. If they don't want to socialise, they won't. And forcing them to do it is just, you know, some people are saying, oh, but you have to take them out. Yes, by all means, take them out, but take them out just with you two. And if you're going to force them to, you know, just train them, you know, when the puppies train them. And if they want to run off and play with other dogs, let them. If they don't, that's fine, don't force them. It's simple as, just do not force them. And these poor dogs from this guy, the gods only know what happened to them. But anyway, this is what I'm saying to you. These militants, you always get militants in every group, and then they drag people in with you know, all think as I do. If not, you know, so I'll call the wrath of blah 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 on your shoulders and everything, and you know, it's just ridiculous. And this is what happening in the trans community at the moment. It's like everything has to be trans inclusive, and apparently, if you don't want to date, if you don't want to date a trans woman, you're transphobic. If you don't want to do this, you're transphobic. If you don't want a trans person as a friend, you're transphobic. If you, just ridiculous. Get over yourself. Get over yourself. If you've got too much time in your hands, go and find something to do. Don't bloody come out with crap like that. And just ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Was that nice? And it's just bloody ridiculous, isn't it? So, but anyway, that's me for the minute. Nearly 30 minutes. So I'll speak to you later. Bye-bye.